Steve is maybe a Twixy caramel kind of candy guy.
I hate this guy. How do you know that?
What I'm saying?
How do you know that?
Yeah, did I get it?
Yeah. Like, how's that?
I just fucking read people, man.
You definitely...
Mike Myers is there, and you just gotta fuck him. He just shows up. He's like, all right, I have to do this. I'm sorry.
Do we face each other, or can we turn around? Like, how do we? That has to.
There's only one way for me to get over this.
This summer.
Sorry.
Are you saying cock?
Yes.
Called
baby.
Cosmologist.
Ooh.
So he did people's
author.
makeup.
I hate you.
You remember? Imagine. Hey, what do you do? I'm a cosmologist. Oh, you work at J.C. Penney's or Macy's or something? No, motherfucker. I study the stars.
But
there is a line.
Yeah. Don't drug your kids.
Don't drug your kids. Brought to you by the Decision Reel.
But
don't drug your kids.
But argument.
Hey, welcome to the Decision Reel Movie Review Podcast, where we try and fail to review movies of today and yesterday. This week with me, we got Wally, we got Tara. We're looking at a movie as picked by Tara.
And we're going quick because Steve has an agenda.
And she's getting mad at it. Look at that face.
We're flying.
Russian.
We're flying.
Hey, look.
I'm not a rusher!
I'm a dragger.
All
I have,
right.
hold on. I have looked at the demographics for our show, and the shorter the episodes, the better they do anyways.
I'm sure that's true.
And I'm not trying to say anything to you. Hey, we're gonna go until we're done. And if
You're fucking damn right.
if people show up in the background and they want to be on the show too, all right, cool, whatever. But we're gonna go until we're done. So Tara, what movie did we pick this week? Not that one. Oh my god.
We'll just keep going.
Yeah.
We'll just keep going.
Okay, yeah, you keep going.
He goes out and does bad practice. Give me that fucking tablet.
That would be funny. I'll take it from here.
That would be so funny.
I'll just
we
switch,
just have,
leave
like,
it blank,
background.
Steve, and I'll just walk around.
We just have background going on, and we're just, like, hanging out.
That's kind of funny.
Babadook.
The Babadook.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Any particular reason why you decided?
Okay, so I had a whole other movie picked.
Yes.
I had a whole other movie picked. And I'm not going to say what it was because I may pick it for a non-October movie still.
Okay, no problem.
But I had a whole other movie picked, and I don't know what, I can't remember what triggered this movie in my mind. But as soon as this movie popped in my head, I was like, oh, wait, no, I need to do that one. Because you would think, both of you would probably think I would hate this movie for obvious reasons.
Out the gate, let's just say.
Out the gate, fuck that kid.
That kid.
Fuck that kid out the gate.
Wally, say it.
Oh, thank God I saw this movie. Hold on. Real quick, I know you guys are in the middle of doing this, but I just watched Halloween because I thought that's what we were doing. But I have seen this fucking movie. This is the one with the...
Look at you. You feel dumb. You feel dumb.
You guys are just ruining my episode. I mean...
Hold on. I'm terrible texting. Everybody knows this. I read the end of the text and I just saw Halloween, so I watched Halloween.
Okay.
So I'm there.
Spoilers. Next week,
dog.
next week we might be doing Halloween.
But I saw this. You have to. This is the one where in the beginning it's a kid and the mom and the car and that shit. Okay, we're good still. We're still good.
This one.
We're still good. We're good. We're good.
The disrespect.
I am so sorry.
Look, let's talk a little.
Thank God I watch a fuck ton of movies.
Let's talk a little history of the podcast. One episode we did, for whatever reason, it was Tara's pick. It was A Knight's Tale. The audio didn't record. So we did an entire episode and we had to scrap it. Then we did...
We should do voiceovers.
I mean, I still have it. We could dub it. We also did Almost Famous. And I don't know if you've listened back to that, but anytime I put the video on the screen, it was playing the music of the video.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then there's been at least two where it was my picks and nobody else but you and me showed up.
Yeah.
So.
I'm always here.
It's fine.
Hey, I watched the movie years ago.
Years ago. Well, yeah, so the Babadook, the plot of it, A single mother and her child fall into a deep well of paranoia when an eerie children's book titled Mr. Babadook manifests in their home. I don't know what's going on there.
Okay.
Goddamn trailer. Anyways, continue why you picked
so you would think I would hate this movie.
Fuck that kid.
and-
There's a dude in the hallway too, right?
And I hate
I'm gonna
the
watch some
kid.
clips real
I really do. I'm just right out the gate. I hate the kid. Like I would be stressed out as well by that. But that is also why I've chosen not to go down that path in life.
Sure,
I know
exactly.
myself well enough, and I've made that decision for myself.
Well, and I think this movie does do a very good job of straddling that line of, okay, it's a horror movie, but it's also a mental health type.
So that's
Can
why
you
I
deal
picked
with
it.
this?
That's what I want to get into. This movie, this is a metaphor for grief and depression. Like this
Yes.
movie is, the monster is grief and depression.
Right.
And that's why you can see when it starts to take her over, she's getting worse and she's getting madder and she's getting agitated and she's getting like,
Well, and she's finally saying what she's thinking.
exactly. Like, and then, I mean, I don't want to say too much because I know you want to do your spiel, but like to even going all the way like to the end where it's locked up and she is taking care of it. That itself, that is a meta. I mean,
It's a metaphor for
you
gotta
cannot. The movie is from the start to finish. It's about how you cannot ignore your mental health struggles, your depression, your grief, your anxiety.
I just
'Cause-
fly with them, baby.
Because-
They're here, ain't going nowhere.
And then look what's gonna happen
right.
to Walter.
I will
We've
say,
seen it.
yeah, I will say at the end, I did like the little line where she goes and feeds it, and the kid's like, "Well, how was it?" And she kind of says like, "It was okay today.
It was
or
calm
whatever,
today, or quiet today,
Yeah,
quiet
exactly.
today. Yep.
Like,
Yep.
okay, I get it. That's. But if you're looking at this movie purely as a horror movie,
So it has creep factor.
yeah,
It's not jump scare. It's more the eerie. It's an eerie but I like those movies better. I'm not a big jump scare slasher. Like I'm in the middle. I like the uncomfortable, the
like
eerie,
the atmosphere type movies that builds.
Yeah, which is why I like the Paranormal Activity movies. Like they're not in your face like slasher. They're like something happens here, something you don't see. They're a sight unseen type of thing.
So then,
Or like the Netflix shows, like The Bly Manor, The Haunting on Hill House, like those things where it builds as the show goes on or as the movie goes on, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa.
yeah. See, I'm a horror fan, so it doesn't matter to me what it is. I enjoy it. I want the slashers, I want the gory, I want the kills, but I also enjoy a movie like this where it's building atmosphere, where it's building pacing. And you don't
I
see
just
anything.
watched Halloween.
Yeah. How was that?
It was great.
So you watched the original, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, original
so-
cut.
Oh, you know what? I almost wish he hadn't, so that he would still have to watch that one.
Again.
Like I wish.
I
wish that
I
he
put
had
my time in.
mistakenly. I wish that he had mistakenly watched the new one.
The
so
new
that we
one-
could be like, not only did you not watch the
You fucked
correct
up
movie,
the
you
wrong
watched the
Halloween.
wrong one for next week too.
It's all good.
Just because I want you to have
he's,
punishment.
Oh my gosh.
He's preparing for.
Yeah, I'm just
You're
Well,
just ahead of
It's
the
gonna
game.
it's gonna be funny when I said I actually meant Halloween H2O,
Yes, right.
not Halloween.
Is
But
that-
we'll see.
Is that what you meant?
No,
You should-
didn't you put the year in the text message?
Well, I meant the original Halloween, but I also thought about it later. I was like, it might be kind of cool to do H2O because that was like our era's Halloween movie. It
True.
had some people in it that I don't
I'm fine
wanna-
either way because
Well,
I do.
don't wanna-
I get what you meant by the OG though, because I
Yeah.
mean we're gonna be it's Halloween week, so like I get why you would want to do it
Correct.
the OG.
that one felt more like Jurassic Park, by the way.
Yeah.
So it was just not a lot of craziness, just
Just
music,
In it, yeah.
I also
Yeah.
haven't watched the OG
guerrilla
since I was,
shots all
like,
day.
younger. I think.
It's good. It's good. It's good. Obviously, we were completely fucking numb to a lot of that stuff nowadays.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
What's funny is, so
We have so many other problems.
Old fucking Babadook is just creepy though.
Well, that's-
like
look,
because it's like moving
that's what I was
quickly.
gonna say.
It's like modern creepy.
I
Well,
feel
it's not
like
even
this movie
moving
is now more relatable to what we go through in life than Halloween or something
well,
is.
100% it is.
Like
This is a
this
mental...
just is what it is now.
Correct,
Like
correct.
this is where we're at.
Yeah, and it's funny. So I made my wife on Friday the 13th start watching the Friday the 13th movies from the beginning.
Oh, how many are there now? There are 4.
There's like 11 or 12.
Oh, I thought.
If you're including the new one that came out in 2009, which isn't new, and then if you're including Freddy vs. Jason, I'm pretty sure there's like 12.
I definitely have not seen all
There's
of
a lot.
those.
Spoiler alert for my wife, she hates them because they're so bad. But obviously, a different time.
How's that a spoiler alert for her?
For anybody listening who has never seen Friday the 13th, they're
oh.
terrible
I thought you
movies.
were
That
saying
doesn't mean you'll hate
for your
them.
wife. I was
Some
like, wait,
people
what?
might like them.
Well, I'm saying that's her reviews.
Some
I
people
fucking
like
hate
that
them.
the cheeky, like older, like not really great horror movies.
Oh, they're not. They're not. So, anyways, back to what
It's
we're here
alright.
to do. I wanted to say something is what you're talking about, atmosphere type movies that you really like. And I've already said this, and I already told you probably 4 times on this podcast. You need to watch Alien, the original Alien, because it's not about what you think it is. It's all atmosphere.
I believe you.
It's like Jaws, where you don't see him
The
really at all.
lighting's
Jaws?
really good in that movie.
Jaws scarred me for my entire life.
There you go. So Alien will scar
Still
you for the rest.
Still a
Still.
scared is what I was going to say.
Still
Still
a
a scared of sharks.
So Babadook, where to watch it? This guy is actually kind of everywhere, but also not.
I was able to watch it for free on Hulu.
Right. So free, you can watch it on Tubi, Plex, Pluto TV, and if you have a subscription, Hulu.
Which I didn't know. I don't know what it means when it says that.
Sometimes it says a subscription just to Hulu, or a premium subscription
I see.
means you have
Yeah.
Hulu.
Because I definitely
Plus-
did not pay. I'm pretty sure I don't pay for the extra shit.
Right. So you
So-
can add on stuff to Hulu.
Yeah,
so you can
yeah.
put Showtime on there. So
Oh,
that's what
okay.
they
Gotcha.
mean by
Gotcha,
that.
gotcha, gotcha.
So you can watch it, whatever. So you can also watch it if you want to rent it. YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, Redbox, Vudu, Amazon.
If you want Steve's his Plex password and stuff,
Mhm.
it'll be
Walter
listed
has it
below.
now.
It will.
It'll
Hold
also
on.
be on there.
It's also on Plex regular. So not on
That's
just
what I
my
was gonna
Plex.
ask you. By the way,
Yeah.
watch Halloween.
On
That's what I
Plex.
watched it on. Yeah,
It's your boy.
but not yours.
No, I know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, cool. What are you eating there? You got Skittles?
Sour Skittles.
Sour Skittles.
I'm not a sweets candy person, but I love sour
You're
Skittles.
just greening it up today, aren't you?
You seem like a sour Skittle kind of
Am I?
person. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you know what I'm saying.
That
You
makes
like
sense.
you seem
yeah.
like if I could picture you and what kind of candy you'd like, it'd be a fucking sour Skittle.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Like I'd be like, oh, thank you.
Steve is like maybe a Twixy caramel kind of candy
I
guy.
hate this guy. How do you,
You
know
know
that?
what I'm saying?
How do you know that?
Yeah, did I get it?
Yeah. Like, how's that even?
I just fucking read people, man.
Man. Okay. I don't know how we do this, but
Sure.
it needs to be a segment in which we go to people on the street and go, Walter knows what candy bar you like. And I'm just going to
Yeah.
fucking tell you by looking at you.
Give me like
the
3
street performers
sentences
that
with the
can guess
person.
your occupations. and
Right.
shit
No,
like
I
that.
know what candy bar you go
3
to.
sentences. I compile the information and then how you look and then bam, instant answer.
What kind of chocolate candy am I?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Oh, okay. Well,
A
you're not
Thin
that
Mint
here
or
Hold
to
on,
some
hold on,
talk
shit.
hold
about
on.
that, then are you?
Chocolate
Like
candy
a
or
mint
chocolate?
candy.
tea.
You look like a mint candy person.
I am.
Oh,
Ah!
God damn it. It's because it's green.
I love you. Get a high five for that one. Look at that. I love York peppermint patties. I love York peppermint patties.
Fucking savage. Over
Right
here.
behind that would be Reese's, though. I'm a peanut butter person.
See, that's my kryptonite.
Peanut
Reese's.
butter?
The Reese's.
Oh,
peanut.
Reese's.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
I would eat the ass. out
Hold
of
on,
them.
is it
Don't you
Reese's?
agree?
Is Reese's or Reese's?
Reese's.
Reese's. Okay, I had to say it.
Reese's Pieces.
Peanut butter. Yeah, Reese's peanut butter cup. Yes,
Reese's,
Reese's.
Don't you agree that the shapes, though, are better than the regular cups? Like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pumpkin
yeah, yeah.
Reese's
So-
or the Christmas tree or whatever. Like they taste different. The
Theor-
better to me.
I think people love saying that. I do like it, but if you have, I can eat more single cups than I could trees
Maybe
or
that's why I
pumpkins in a
like
row
them.
because there's too much. Like the ratio of peanut butter to chocolate.
I think that's why I like them more because I like the peanut butter.
Yeah, yeah. I like if I had the choice to have just one,
Just one.
I would have a holiday one. But if I wanted to eat a few, then I would
Regular,
eat
regular.
the cups.
I also love
kits.
the
It's
fast
theory
breaks.
behind it.
The fast breaks. The
They're
bars.
delicious.
Love those. Those are perfect.
Nougaty.
They're
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Have you ever met anyone who likes Butterfingers?
Yeah.
I don't hate them.
I wouldn't.
They ain't
I
bad.
couldn't name them.
But
the
you don't
people
go
for
and
you.
be like, yeah, I'm getting a Butterfinger.
No, not
No,
me. but-
Nobody likes Butterfingers.
Rarely, if I see it in a candy dish, would I pull it first.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what we're getting at. Yeah, yeah.
Not me, but I also don't really go for chocolates in general.
But that's
It's
that's the
really-
least chocolatey of
But
Milk,
it's really-
Milky
but I
Way
don't-
Butterfinger. Milky Way
Milky
above.
Way?
Milky Way. Milky Way.
100%.
What about Twix?
Twix.
Above that. So Butterfinger's bottom for both
But
of you.
the bottom.
Bottom.
But I
Snickers is a short second for
See,
me.
I,
Oh, I
but
love
also
Reese's,
listen,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not a caramel person either, though.
but Butterfinger's not caramel.
No, but
Snickers is.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So how do we continue to do this? How do we take a movie and then somehow talk about
Ooh.
chocolate bars.
Mhm.
This could be a name
Well,
for
this
a
is
chocolate bar.
This is.
Candy bar.
We're getting closer to Halloween.
Oh,
What do you do on Halloween?
All right.
You're trick or treating. Also, my fault because I brought in candy.
Okay.
So it had nothing to do with the movie. It had everything to do with me.
ADD, everyone finds one thing as
I
a single
know, right.
fixation between all three of us.
Babadook. The Babadook was written and directed.
Where's Josh? ADHD.
He's not here. Next week he'll be here. Written and directed by Jennifer Kent, was based on the short movie, or whatever you want to call it, Monster, by Jennifer Kent. So she made this short film, then said, "No, I'm not. That's not good enough," and then made a full movie, which is kind of cool. So this is actually an Australian movie.
Yep.
Shot, filmed, everything in Australia. Obviously released worldwide. We'll get to that in a little bit.
I've also seen her in other stuff. I mean, I have seen
main character.
Yeah, I've seen her in other things.
Not
the boy. I've never seen him in anything else.
No, well, he probably looks older and more dignified, I'm assuming.
Maybe.
Or even uglier. No rating on this movie, by the way.
How does that work?
I don't know, because it's Australian, maybe?
Do they not do that there?
Australians.
There's only like,
Austrians.
is there a
Yeah,
fuck in
that's
this movie? I don't think there was. There's a shit. There's obviously blood, stabbing, yelling.
But not an excessive amount.
There's no...
She kills an animal, which I forgot about when I picked the movie.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up here a little bit. But
Yeah, I forgot about it when I...
I keep bringing up Halloween, but
they kill an animal in that too. Yeah, yeah.
Remember that? You remember that shit?
Are
you sure?
She's scarred for every movie that has a dog.
I
killing
can't.
one.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
But the minute she was
What
reading
about
that
a
book
bear
and
that
that
looks like a dog? Would you be fucking mad at that?
A what?
a bear. A bear.
I mean, I don't really like when any animals die in movies. If
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you.
What if it's in self-defense?
Hold on. What's an animal that dies in a movie? You're like, okay, cool.
That's fine.
Shark,
All right.
spider.
What about a land mammal, like land animal? If it's like bipedal,
Bipedal.
or if it's on all fours, you're fucking sad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
Yeah. Also, I mean, Paulie made me really sad. That movie. He didn't die, but like there were sad things that happened in that movie. The bird, where he's the parrot. You never saw Paulie?
who's the parrot?
if it can be a
Polly's in
pet,
my
kind of,
Goddamn
she's probably upset about it.
Okay, touche. I
I would also be one of those people who would probably get attacked by a raccoon or a fox, or,
I can see that.
or even a bear, because
Right.
like those are my friends.
Yeah, they're all friends.
If not friend, why friend form?
I would
Okay.
Like
not. It would be my pet, but I could live with it. If a raccoon was like found in my house,
Look,
and
I want to
be
have.
like, yo, dude, just
I wanna-
you stay there.
I
or
want
I'll
a
stay over
family
here.
of raccoons
I
that we
wanna-
all sit. If everybody's seen the fucking video, right, of the raccoon sitting there eating popcorn on the couch.
Oh yeah, both hands.
Yeah. How cool would it be to
That's
have
awesome.
4 or 5
I just,
friends?
I just shared.
You're just raccoons,
I
trash
just shared a
pandas.
video I came across on Instagram, like
They pass
over
it
the
down, they're like-
weekend, and it was a woman.
No, he gets that one.
She has a raccoon. I guess I rescued it or whatever, but
Charlie,
he's got
he gets
like
the candy corn.
grapes in front of him, and so he like picks up one grape and like eats it with his little hands. And when she goes to reach for a grape, he goes
Yeah, right.
like,
yeah,
like
I've
with
seen
his
those.
hands.
Yep,
He like
yep.
You see
like,
the
is
sugar
like, no,
cube
no, no,
one?
mine.
The sugar, he drops the
Oh, and it
sugar cube in
disappears
the
and-
water. And
yeah.
he's like,
Where'd it go?
Oh, it's like yeah. I follow a page which everybody should follow. It's Juniper Fox on Instagram or Facebook
Juniper.
or anything. But she rescues, like, she's got I think 2 raccoons, but she's got 5 or 6 fox. She's got 2 dogs that she's rescued, snake,
are
a
loud.
possum.
Yeah, they're
She's got a skunk, which is cute. His name is Jam Jar. He's so cute.
jam jar.
I know.
How do you come up with that for?
I don't know. She puts names like she lets people vote on names usually. But her first fox was Juniper, which is why that's why it's named
Juniper.
after. But
Juniper.
she has so many, and they're all so cute. And I just want all of that.
I like it. Babadook is starring Essa Davies. Davies. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know how to type. As Amelia, Noah Weissman as Samuel, Barbara West as Mrs. Roach, and then nobody else of note. Really, like, think about it. There's not that many people in this movie. You have.
can we beeline it to a part for me?
Do it.
Right, that fucking kid.
Which one?
We already said fuck that kid.
Yeah, I'm not
straight
a
out
fan.
the gate.
I'm not
Which
a fan.
part? Well, which part? What? Wait,
The car
Oh,
seat.
is your
the
least favorite?
fucking, yeah, it's also my least favorite scene.
he's
He's
not.
just screaming. He's like, ah! And he's just kicking the fucking back of the seat.
He's actually not my least favorite character.
Well, we don't do that anymore, so you can say it.
Go ahead, because I have no idea what you're about to say.
Her sister is my least favorite character.
But look at
No,
her.
nope.
She's
I'm
not
sorry.
supportive.
Nope. You cannot possibly sit there and watch someone who's supposed to be one of the closest people in your life go through all that shit, and then just like, I
Cut
don't
them
want to
out.
be
Yeah,
around your
yeah.
kid, and you're depressing, and you need
Well,
to
hold on. The
like-
first thing she said, I
and
don't
then
want to be
her
around your
friends,
kid.
and
Sure.
in that party with her, when the friends are like, and I have all these disadvantaged women, and they're all like, oh my gosh, yes, and I would have snapped too if I was her, been like, oh, do you? Do you?
I find it
Have
really
you
hard
lost
to go
your
to the
fucking
gym.
husband?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Now again,
and
it's
100% her daughter is turning out just like her, and she deserved to be pushed out of that fucking treehouse. So,
look.
sorry.
Again, we're all seeing it from both points of view,
Mm-hmm.
right? We're not seeing it from just the mom's point of view, where her kid was up there. Who knows what they said and got pushed out of a treehouse, which is shitty. But also, maybe that kid shouldn't have been saying, "You don't have a dad, nobody likes you,"
Exactly.
and being a piece
Yeah,
of shit.
bye.
So you get what you give,
Out the door.
right? Is
Also,
he
this
justified?
is my treehouse. You can't be up here. The fuck?
Yeah, but kids are like that.
Go back to your party.
It's her
Like-
party, so it's her treehouse. It's her fucking whatever.
She
Why don't
left
we
her
go?
friends to go up there and tease him.
Again,
and get on him.
all that kid has every right to do that. Should he have done that? No, but look at him in general. He's being pushed around as this kid who. Do I want to know? Do I want to know? What are you doing?
It's just stupid.
It's stupid.
I love.
I just saw it. I just saw it. I was like, oh, okay.
How do you live?
It's peaceful as fuck.
I
I'm
bet
gonna tell
it
you
is.
that right now.
No.
He has no Babadook.
Right.
No, no.
No
Dude, I
concern
am
for life.
I'm completely calm all the time.
Oh no, I get it.
Well,
I
must
can
that
help
be
you
like?
guys out if you ever need it.
I don't think so.
It's easy. It's really not hard to
Just
do.
don't give a fuck.
See, I live with someone who doesn't give a fuck. You'd think it'd rub on, but me, it doesn't.
Well, no, there's
he
always-
also very like
There's always one that doesn't give a fuck, and then the other one who over worries about everything.
Over gives a fuck.
Right.
Gives all the fucks.
And that is always a good.
Not in like a
Combination.
slutty way.
Oh my
I don't
god.
give all the fucks.
Well, to him,
Yeah, I guess so.
to your roommate. So, anyways,
daddy.
runtime on the
I
Babadook.
hate that. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
94 minutes.
I think it's fine.
It's
Yeah,
great.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I remember every.
Yeah,
every
Wally
remember
has
how
no-
long
yeah,
it is.
no idea.
I remember scenes in the premises.
So I
we're
remember
good.
the first time I watched this, I just wanted it to end, and it felt like it took forever and ever and ever and ever to get to like the actual point that you want to see. And then when it does its stuff, and they're yelling at each other, I guess she's just, get out of my house, you can't have my kid, whatever. And then it just goes away. It reminded me a lot of the end of the second It, where they're like just yelling at him until he turns into a little puddle of a face because they're making fun of him the whole time. And I was like, that's fucking stupid.
Which is why I think you have to look at this movie from.
But you don't yell at your problems. You don't tell them to get out of your house. You know what I mean? So at that point, you're.
It's a
I think it's
metaphor.
confronting your problem.
Yeah,
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 but-
it's facing your problem. She's telling her grief and depression. No, I'm taking back over my life. The
I just-
monster is not. Come on, the monster is.
Can we do this with other illnesses?
all of them.
Right? So maybe it's not depression, but it's another one.
So
How would you get this thought
mean, you
across in
could-
a horror movie?
You have
You
ALS.
could. You
what if you're a
could.
sexaholic?
I just
and
think
you have
with
to
this-
confront your shit in a horror scenario.
Don't touch my dick. No.
I mean, I think that you
Mike Myers is
definitely.
there. And you just gotta fuck him. He just shows
gotta
up. He's
fuck
like,
him.
all right, I have to do this. I'm
Do you-
sorry.
do we face each other, or can we turn around? Like, how do we? That has to.
There's
be
only one way for me to get over this.
this summer.
Sorry.
Are you saying cock?
Yes. Somebody got it. Release date of The Babadook, November 30th, 2014. That was the U.S. release. It was in like January of the same year in Australia.
I think November's a better time for it.
100%. Yeah. I mean, again, I'm still weird with
It's not in
horror.
Halloween season, but it's still like in the.
Enough. Yeah. Enough.
It's in the seasonal depression season.
There you go. Everything's cold and rainy, and you're just like, I fuck everybody.
Fucking
yeah.
love it.
Yeah,
I
me
love
too.
fall. I don't like winter,
It's all
but
my
I
favorite.
love fall.
Sweater weather
Yes.
is the best weather
Yep.
because you get to wear sweats.
Sweaters and flannels. That's my life during
Nothing
like
but just-
like mid-September to.
Hoodies and dangling.
Mhm.
That's it. It's
Yeah.
a glory. It's a glorious.
You got to get
feeling.
all the airflow. Is what it is. So we're already at box office that week. Top 10.
It's because you're rushing me.
Fly it.
We're going to. Number 10, Saint Vincent.
No idea.
And I wrote it down with a W, so it's Saint Vincent.
It's kind of like two V's.
Vincent. Maybe. Yeah, Vincent.
It's like in Hocus Pocus where everyone is like, oh, Zachary Binks. No, it's Thackeray Binks. Get out.
Fucking get it. Number 9, Birdman.
Birdman.
Like Keaton?
Yes. There's a whole name for it, but I just wrote down Birdman.
He was like, that was like critically acclaimed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Never seen it.
It was what?
I want to see it.
You didn't watch that? You
I had look.
didn't watch that?
There's movies
Michael
that-
Keaton comes out with a critically acclaimed and nominated movie, and you did not watch it?
No.
And Emma Stone is in it.
It's on my list. Trust
It's
me.
wild.
Yeah, I know it is.
It is wild.
I
It's
just
worth
haven't-
watching,
I
but
just
it's wild.
I just haven't gotten around to it.
You seen it?
What?
No.
Birdman?
Probably.
It's wild.
Maybe.
You don't
It's been a
know.
long time, if so.
It's basically him.
Jumpstarting his
Portraying-
brain takes time.
Right. It's basically him portraying himself as Batman, but in this universe he's Birdman,
Gotcha.
and he's like now not.
I
he's
did-
not the actor for Birdman or something. It's like a real life, right?
He like was
I
the,
watched
he
it in
was
2 or 3 parts,
Birdman.
but I believe I've
Now
seen it.
he's doing like off Broadway
Right.
production type stuff.
So it's
But
realistic.
but he still has all of these like
Costumes.
no, not costumes, like all of these things in the back of his mind like that have affected him from Birdman, and like it's just him trying to find like his new
Sure.
place.
All I think about is Rick and Morty now. Birdman.
I
Go
love
chase
Rick
some
and
waterfalls.
Morty. I love Rick and Morty.
Number-
Wait, that's coming out. There's another season coming out soon.
See, episode 2 was last night.
Oh my god, we haven't started it yet. I
What
didn't
the
know it
fuck?
already came out.
Get on.
I
it.
saw a new season of Big Mouth came out too. Have you guys watched Big Mouth?
I tried.
I thought it was fucking funny.
I watched clips of it, and I was like, this is pretty
I thought it was
verbose
It's
cartoon.
raunchy. Yeah.
it's funny.
I
But-
tried to get through the first 3 episodes, and I like at the end of the third, I was like, nothing's compelling me to keep watching, and then I forgot about it.
We really liked the first couple seasons, and then there was a season where it got kind of dark, actually. Like, but they were trying to dive into mental health and
Yeah.
stuff. And it's mental health for 12 years. I mean, these kids are supposed to
Yeah.
be like 12 and stuff, so
Right.
it got a little,
It's about
it got a
puberty
little
and shit.
dark.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then it was like, this feels too.
Yeah, I like
weird.
Nick Kroll. I watched the Kroll show, and then
I
don't
like
know, I just- meh.
I like Mulaney too.
John
He's in
Mulaney,
it, too.
you motherfuckers. I love
Maya
John
Rudolph
Mulaney.
is in it. I mean,
He's
there's a
actually-
lot of people in
Yeah,
it.
Mulaney's actually coming to the casino in Maryland here, and I was like,
I saw
"Oh,
that.
fucking go. I go to that.
I haven't been to a comedy show in.
Forever. Jerry
forever.
Seinfeld, I think, was my last one. And that
I
was a
think-
long time. But he go
Da-
on top. Maybe if that's the last one I ever see, I can't
actually-
get any better.
I actually think Dane Cook in his prime was my last one.
Probably
that was a
Vicious
long
Circle.
time ago.
I saw Pablo
No, it was,
Francisco in the harbor,
Oh, the one right after it, probably.
It was the
which was years ago.
was it Reputation? Did he have one called
He
Reputation?
did, yeah. Or not Reputation, Rep something. I
I'm gonna look.
you all right?
Yeah, I don't like the table making noises.
Oh.
It wigs me out. So like my phone's like, and I put it down here where the mic's actually attached. Like,
Yeah, right. There's nowhere you can't touch that everything picks up in this room. Anyways, number 8. One of my favorite Ben Affleck movies. Gone Girl.
I like that one.
Neil Patrick Harris is in it.
That might be one I haven't seen. I
Really?
don't think I've seen Gone Girl.
Ooh.
I've heard it talked about, and I remember seeing like the previews or whatever for it. But
Ooh. That's
Rough around the edges.
That's okay.
That's not even one word. We weren't
No,
even close,
we're
but
idiots.
we got the R right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's a movie that you should, yeah.
Okay.
Don't watch it with your girlfriend.
you know what my favorite movie that he does is
Yeah.
The Accountant.
The Accountant's
He's
really
retarded,
good. Yeah, I know. I like
but he's a hitman.
Yeah, and it's fucking great.
It's hilarious.
I haven't seen that in a while. My favorite Ben Affleck movie, though, is Phantoms.
Phantoms.
I haven't seen Phantoms.
Phantoms like a motherfucker.
I've
Sorry,
seen The
Jay and Silent
Accountant
Bob.
and I've seen Gone Girl, but I have not seen Phantoms.
Ben Affleck, you the bomb and Phantoms, yo. Sorry. Number 7, The Theory of Everything.
I have not seen that.
I don't even know what that is.
I think it's
we
a
all got that one friend that does.
is it
I know the theory of anything, everything, all.
is
of
that the
Don't
one
tell me
that's
you know a guy that
about
just
what's his
it. It's me.
Stephen Hawking? Is that the one that's
Oh yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about then. He's a-
I-
Yeah.
Fucking-
yeah. It's about Stephen Hawking.
Mm-hmm. That chair better have been like super comfy. 'Cause
I
he was in
actually
it
didn't
all day.
realize. I didn't realize how young he was when he found out that he had like.
Is that fucked up?
The
Do you think it was like a cast where it smelled bad after?
There's no way it
the
didn't.
neuro disorder or disease or whatever. I didn't realize he was that like as young as he was when he
Oh
found
yeah,
out.
yeah. And it sucks because do you think maybe it was correlated to him being so smart that his body just didn't have enough energy?
Like it was producing too
right, like
many
it's like
neurons.
well, no, like maybe
whatever it
What
is.
kind of smart person was he? Was he like a theoretical physicist? Was he like
Phototype.
dabbled? I know he did like black holes and shit.
something like that.
What else did he? Was he? He was just all around brain.
Oh yeah.
Was that how it was?
I think-
My theory is his brain was so swole with knowledge that it took away all being of everything in his body and it just shut down.
Technically, he was a English theoretical physicist,
Called it, baby.
cosmologist.
Ooh.
So he did people's
author.
makeup.
I hate you.
You remember? Imagine. Hey, what do you do? I'm a cosmologist. Oh, you work
do
at J.C.
makeup?
Penney's or Macy's or something? No, motherfucker. I study the stars.
I don't know why it reminds me, but Fifth Element, where you put on that mask.
No.
goes-
It does say that the discovery of black holes is probably his like the
Yeah.
biggest thing he's known for, though.
Look, there's knowledge in here. Where it's at.
The stone.
I dig it out.
The stones.
Number 6, Dumb and Dumber 2.
The shit on those walls scene was amazing.
Or the scene where he's like, I don't know, his hand gets pushed into the old lady's
No.
vagina.
Oh God.
No.
Oh, God.
No.
Look, a lot of people like hate on that movie, and the whole thing that made Dumb and Dumber good was they weren't retarded. No fucking offense to anybody. They were just dumb.
Yeah.
And Dumb and Dumber 2,
Yeah. It was
hard
bad.
R.
Dumb and
It was
Dumberer.
bad. It was bad.
Dumb and Dumberer.
Dumb and Dumber 2.
A Dumberer.
Okay. Number 5,
Okay.
Horrible Bosses 2.
I like that. I like both of them.
I still haven't seen the second one.
I liked it.
Second one, they're both good.
They're both
The first
good.
one's fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Motherfucker Jones. That's
Oh,
all
yeah,
I
motherfucker. I was next to my mom's bed.
They were
And
all. I
reached
mean, they
inside her.
they were all so good in that. Like that. I felt like that was a cast combination that I didn't know I needed until it happened.
That was probably one
Yeah.
of what's his face. That was Spacey, right? He was one of the
Oh,
bosses.
the
in
first one.
He was the
Yeah.
first one. That was probably one of the last fucking
Yeah.
Big things. he was in,
before.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
But the second one has oh my god, who plays Chris
Jennifer.
Pine?
Chris Pine or Chris Evans or Chris other
I think
Chris?
it's Chris Pine. He is one
All
of
the Chris's.
He's
And
one of the
Jennifer Aniston in
guys
that?
in this one. Jennifer Aniston's in both of them.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Same
like her
thing.
and all the dick-shaped foods and
But
shit.
same
I'm
thing.
like, yes.
Also, didn't know that I needed to see Jen Aniston with long dark hair until I saw it, and
And
then
you're
I was
oh,
like,
she's
thank
so
you.
fucking
what's
hot.
up? Number 4, Interstellar.
One of the best sci-fi movies of our generation. It's up there. Maybe not best, but it's fucking fun.
I think
it's a fun movie,
The
man.
first time I watched it, I wasn't 100% sold on it. And I had to sit and like digest it for a while.
That's what I was. I feel like there are things that you need to like. You're not
prepared
You're not
for
getting
it.
it all
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
it's just so much.
And then the second time I was like, oh yeah.
It's
Oh,
that
shit.
whole
Yeah.
question click thing. Like you've seen it once,
Yeah.
but you'll see it come up again. You're like, huh.
Yeah.
And then you watch it again. You're like, oh yeah. It's
I think it
fucking
was
dope.
the ending to that, spoilers for a fucking 2014 movie, where he's in this fifth dimension or whatever, and he's
Yeah.
talking to his daughter in the past through the
Through the-
bookshelf.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't what's happening?
That-
Right?
so many movies have
But I got
tried to
it. Yeah.
go to that next. Like how?
How do we do that? How do we get there?
2-dimensional planes, 3-dimensional planes,
Right.
and then like you try to explain the other ones to people, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Well, you
Imagine
can't, yeah.
showing that visually.
Come on, Tars. That's all I remember from that movie. Tars. All right, top 3.
Is that your Matthew? You
No.
got him.
All right.
All right.
They just keep on, keep it on.
High
man.
school girls.
Come on, Tars. All right. Top 3 that week in no particular order.
I
Then
get
we
older. They stay the same.
All right, man.
You know, did Chip? You remember Chip?
Chip, he was
a
great. He was
impression.
great at that one. I'll give
Anyways.
him. All right. Top 3 that week, no particular order. Then we got to guess the top what order they're in. We got the Penguins of Madagascar, Big Hero 6.
Hilarious, by the way. Those penguins are fucking a
Yeah.
direct line to my funny bone. I am crying.
The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1.
Not surprised at all that Babadook is not in
The top 10.
the top 10.
All right. I missed one. So
Penguins of Madagascar. Big Hero 6. The Hunger Games.
Let me tell you, that's
a great movie.
Fucking amazing
That's a great-
animated movie. Top tier.
Also, laugh out
cried.
loud multiple times at that thing.
I cried.
When he's like,
Critically, I think Big Hero should be first, but it's probably,
it's probably
not.
Hunger Games.
It's probably Hunger Games, Big, and then the Penguins.
That's the order I would put it in.
Hunger, Big, Penguin.
But I love the part in Big Hero 6 where he's semi like deflating, and so he's kind of like drunk.
Yeah.
And the kids got like,
the
get
movie's
him,
fucking
sister.
great. I
It is
keep
good.
telling people
But
about this
also
movie,
so
and they're like,
sad.
"Oh," I'm like,
So
"Come
sad.
on, man."
The
And, like his brother died and stuff. Like that's
the-
not something you see in cartoons a lot.
No,
anymore.
but it
Parents,
it's
sure.
yeah,
all
it's
the
it's a
time.
message and it's a good message in it. But I like the universe they're in, and I want
Oh,
them
yeah.
to explore that more.
Awesome.
So, but
I'm
what-
surprised we didn't get more out of that.
they did a TV show or something.
Like a mini thing.
yeah, with
Probably
with
a
the
spin-off. I don't know.
Betamax. No, what the fuck is his name? Not Betamax. Something like that.
I don't think that's right.
It's close to that. I swear it is. the
that
name-
might be it.
Betamax is a VHS cassette.
Yeah.
Tape.
Yeah, but he
But could
still
be.
could have named that. Anyways, whatever. I'll
It
look it up.
is.
I'll do it.
He's gonna do it.
I've done enough.
It is number 1, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. Number 2, The Penguins of Madagascar. And number 3, Big Hero 6.
Wow.
Big Heroes number
Your
3.
penguins
Wow.
beat out you.
They're so fucking funny. He's like
What
telling
week
me
were
he's
they
like
all
so
in?
confident.
What week were they all in? Because we didn't even ask.
So, I don't know. I looked at the other ones, but I forgot to look at that one. Big Hero 6 was not in its first week. I know that.
So that could have been part of it.
I think it might have been.
Maybe
Also,
Penguins
it
in
was
its first.
it was still, that movie's still not a huge Pixar release. So I feel like it's under the radar.
Plus, the Penguins already had love from
Yeah.
like the actual Madagascar.
Kind of
ones.
like what are the things from Gru or whatever, the fucking
Or the
the
Minions.
Minions, they have their own thing now
Yeah.
too. I don't understand it. I think it's stupid, but I'm the old man yelling at the cloud at this point. Like whatever you want to like, but
Not the
not
cloud.
for me. So budget time. What do we think it costs to make?
I feel like it didn't need a lot.
Mhm.
You know, I feel like it didn't really have a whole lot of like special effects or anything like that.
Some of it looked like fucking stop animation,
And
like
like,
that ceiling part. You know what I'm talking?
mhm.
Where it climbs in her mouth.
Baymax.
Yeah.
I was very close.
Why did it take you so long to find that?
I don't know.
I don't know. I put in like 6 different fucking websites.
Literally just typed
I
in
got a virus.
Big Hero 6.
I put characters.
Okay.
on the end of it.
Sorry.
I feel like probably not a lot, like not a whole lot.
There is some nice character every time it's going to this. I'm really mad at this. I'm gonna look at fucking trailers more. This is like 2 minutes long.
Nessa's interview.
Yeah, that was intriguing me because of the people that were popping up.
I mean,
Yeah, the bottom
middle.
middle one had some Twilight.
So there's not a lot when you think about where they are. They're in one house
Mhm.
for like the whole
Most
movie.
of the yeah.
The character itself, you don't see it very well. There's a lot of scenes that's from its point of view. There's not a lot here.
I'm gonna say. I also think it was. I don't think. I mean, the director hadn't really done anything.
Nothing.
So
Literally just the short story.
I'm
or
gonna
short movie.
say
Short film?
12 million.
12 million.
12 million.
Where you at? Skittles.
I'm not. I'm gonna go 10.
10. I went 8. Ooh.
I was seeing how much a loan was gonna cost me to fix that hole.
Oh, fuck. Actual budget, $2 million.
Oh my god!
Not a lot.
Well,
Wow.
But look at a lot of movies that were made on a shoestring budget that became huge. Halloween.
Are things cheaper in Australia?
was that like a
Maybe.
B movie?
When it was first made, kind of.
That's what I was wondering that.
Well, but there was all those
You can
slashers.
tell it was all gorilla. It was gorilla filmed.
Yeah, yeah.
90% of it was a dude like running around.
Well, they
with a
probably
mask
had.
on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, so a lot of those movies back in that day were just people going, "Hey, I got a great idea. Let's make a fucking movie," and we did. Right, so there wasn't a big budget. You didn't need a big studio behind
You
you,
didn't
to
go.
put
Yeah,
a
you didn't
video
go to
in
studios. You
movie
didn't go
theaters.
to
Right.
investors and stuff. You just fucking.
Got an idea.
Let's make a movie.
Let's make a horror movie,
Mm-hmm.
but let's do
about
it
sexual
different.
addiction.
Okay.
A bisexual horror movie. Is that what you said? Did you say
About
bisexual?
sexual addiction. That's
I
what
thought you
you're
said
talking about.
bisexual.
That's what you're talking about.
Bisexual.
That's what you were
All
talking
right.
about earlier. Was about
No,
sexual
but
addiction.
it should be like a creepy movie like this, but we should
Okay.
do it from like a drone, and we can see the person that's fucking the serial killer, and you can see where this person's at,
Mhm.
and it's like following that interchange, so you can see them get closer and
The whole movie?
interact.
That's
Not the whole
the
movie
movie?
because that wouldn't work.
No.
but
I've always
parts.
wanted a horror movie from the killer's point of view, but it's not a killer, it's a monster that's hiding under the bed or doing this. But yet, it would have to be kind of funny, right? Because how are you going to get under a bed and then sit there and then get stuck and like, fuck kid, he better not come down right
Oh,
now.
shit.
Yeah, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
shit.
Or
Something
he's
like
like,
that.
or he's like under there way too long because the kid's like getting a glass of water or going to the bathroom
Right.
or whatever.
And he falls asleep or something, or he's like, all right, now I got to get in this wardrobe, and he can't fit in the
It's-
wardrobe
it-
because he's too fat, or
It's not scary because it's not a surprise. That's the biggest problem.
But
Trying
no,
to
you
follow the.
well, hold on,
fucking
but you're
serial
seeing
killer around.
it from his point of view. So like when he accidentally steps on something and it makes a noise, well then boom, you see it from the kid's point of view. He's like, oh my god, what was that noise? But the fucking killer's like, son of a bitch! Like I fucking something
No.
that'd be funny.
To your point, though,
Yeah,
it could be more of an anxiety scary because you're in the killer's point of view, so you're feeling him trying not to get caught and trying not to like be seen and stuff. You know?
it would have to be done correctly, but it would be hilariously scary. Is that a
Do you
thing?
think you can have two perspectives at the same time, like split screen? Do you think you can do a
You
movie
can,
like that without
yeah.
someone losing their mind?
Well, unless you did it not the whole time,
Yeah.
but you kind of like show a scene of like somebody walking in a room, and then boom, you show that person's perspective and the other person's perspective who's hiding in the room at the same time. Then you go back to the one, then you go back to the
So,
two.
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh my
yeah.
god,
So-
we could
Yeah.
do
First person view.
right.
we could do it.
Dude's in the closet the whole time,
Mhm,
and you
mhm.
can kind of maybe hear some audio from there. But then
Listen.
the camera's following the other person the whole time,
Right, right.
and finally, they
I'm
fucking,
gonna-
The
at
connect.
the same time. Oh
Right.
yeah, we got it.
We could
We're in
also
there.
do choose your own perspective type of thing, like not like the Netflix shows been
like
doing.
interactive.
Yeah.
You could
porn.
either be the killer
Mm.
or you could be the prey, the
Mm.
victim.
Interesting. Look at us with these ideas here.
Genius.
Genius.
Invest in us.
Oh my god. Box office time. What do we think it made overall in its box office run?
20 million. 20 million.
20 mil.
20 million.
I mean, I feel like either way they made money. They only spent $2 million, but
The box office. I'm sure it made more money. I remember watching this when it came out on whatever.
I mean, I remember.
Netflix.
That's the
I
thing.
think.
I don't think I watched this in theaters or even.
I didn't
really
watch it
heard
in theaters, but I remember people talking about it, and I remember watching it. But I don't remember it being a like huge
No.
thing.
No.
I would say. I mean, I feel like 20 is respectable.
Respectable.
Yeah.
You looked, so I looked.
I'm gonna say 20.
You
5.
fucking ass.
I'm gonna say
Okay, that's
25.
fine. That's fine.
I was about to say 22, just to be closer.
I was
So I-
going to say
I-
21 or something. I was like, God damn it.
I guess 25.
21.5.
Opening weekend, it made $30,000.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
$30,000.
So far, haven't made profit.
Overall, though, 10.5 million.
All right. Yeah.
For
It's
$2
not a lot,
million,
yeah.
that ain't bad. And look, once it came on video, once it was on streaming,
Mhm.
that's when I think it really got picked up and people were talking about it. So
Yeah.
it probably made some money on there. Obviously, nowadays with not people buying DVDs or anything anymore, you're going to suffer.
Where are you getting your?
Right. Streaming deals.
Yep.
That's where you're getting them. Tomatometer time, the Rotten Tomatoes score, the Rotties, critics and audience out of 100%. What are we guessing?
Audience 42,
42,
critics 26.
26. Tara.
I think, for the reasons that we've been talking about on this podcast, how it's not technically a scary movie, and in most of the movie is being driven by the metaphor of mental health.
Mm-hmm.
I think critics are going to like it more. How much more? I don't know. I'm going to say audience 64.
64. Yeah.
And I'm going to say critics
Not looking at you. this time.
82.
82. Okay. So Plex shows you the Rotten Tomatoes score right away.
So you saw it.
And I saw the. It's the-
Clearly, I
the-
wasn't paying
It was the
attention. Oh, I
critic.
didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it. You fucking.
Hey! Woo! We know
Nice.
I'm not cheating,
Right.
Oh, man.
So I saw that. So I saw the critic score, So I was like, okay, well then let me give an audience score. But this was like as I was finishing up with it, like I paused it and
You
it
had
came up, and I was
already-
like, oh fuck. So audience wise, I was thinking 60. If I were to
Is
guess,
that what I said?
not
What did I say?
knowing, you
I don't
said
even,
60.
I don't even remember what I said.
5 or something. I don't know.
Four.
I don't know.
64.
4. Sure. Not knowing what it was, I would have guessed like 75 critics.
For audience. Oh, for critics.
Yeah, but I guess 60 audience, 75 critics.
Okay.
Audience score, 72%. Critically,
Oh, God.
98.
What?
Thank you.
What?
That was my response as well.
There's
I had to
just
double check
No way.
So I went on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got over 227 reviews on it, which is a little light
Is this our highest
Just in the critics.
score?
just in the critics.
This is our highest critic score.
We've definitely had 98s, 99s, though, I think. before.
Yes, but for a movie like this,
It's
definitely
interesting.
not.
That's why, okay. So that's why I was saying, though, I think you have to look at it from.
I might have a different problem with Roddy T's now. That it might not be about the movie. It might be about the concept. It might be conceptual shit.
Well, I think sometimes it is.
Bias conceptual shit.
It is.
Well, I think sometimes, I mean, critically speaking, sometimes it is. They're looking for.
To like, oh, people.
They
this
have
is-
to look
this
at
is
all
what
the
this
layers.
is about.
Yeah,
They kind of have to look at the layers.
and
Like
I
a lot
think-
of people are looking at it from the surface.
but as a movie, no. It is not 98%.
No, I wouldn't give it. No, I wouldn't give it that high.
No.
No.
Now, IMDb brings us back down to reality. 6.8.
I will say, I
Step back
think
to
that
reality. Oh,
while
goes
there's a lot
gravity.
of in the first half of the movie, there's a lot of frustrating parts. There's a lot of annoying parts.
It builds. It definitely builds.
But I think you need that to understand the second part of the
Yes.
movie. You need to get where she's at. You need to get where, like, they are. But I really like the movie if you look at it from the monster is grief and depression.
Right. So in reality, that's not actually there. She's just imagining that there's this monster from this book
or
they
maybe
read.
it is. I mean, or maybe it is really there, but it's being driven by
Herself.
her grief and depression.
Well, I mean, the whole thing of the book is
The book
let him
itself
in, yeah.
is terrifying.
Well,
If a kid brought you that book
where'd
to
he get
read
it?
to
Where'd he-
it,
I missed that. Where did he get it?
it was just on the shelf.
Right.
No
So
idea
wh-
where they don't know where it came from.
Exactly. I don't like that.
That itself was creepy.
Maybe because the grief
It
was there.
Showed up because of the grief and depression. 7 years is a long time to just be pushing grief and depression down. That's
Yes.
a long time for that to build up. So, like, I can imagine it becoming a monster in your life.
Did you give the IMDb?
I did.
What did you get? Was
6.8.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
I'm not with
Yeah,
that.
right.
I wouldn't even.
98 is wild. I still wouldn't do that, but I do like the concept of the movie. Like I said, if you look at it from like the other layers.
I agree with that. Like, again, the movie's not a slog to get through. It's not whatever. It's doing what you said, where it's, okay, you have to understand why she feels this way first. Like, you can't have this kid being the nicest kid in the world and then her being like, man, fuck this kid. You got to hate that kid with her to understand her grief. And then you have to agree with her that her husband seemingly was this amazing dude. Like, he was a musician. All the stuff that, like, okay, this pissed me off when she goes in the basement and all that stuff's just strewed about. Like, I get that the kid's curious. He doesn't know his dad, right? And she's making sure he doesn't know anything about him because it's hard for her. So
And she just
I'm locking everything
she wants
away.
him and his life to almost remain like
to
just
herself,
untouched.
right?
It's
and,
just there.
right. So, like, look, don't go through my shit and wreck all the memories I have of my father. But
But
she
at the
also
same
has to
time,
understand that,
He's owed to know who his dad was. Like,
right now, him being
especially if he was a great guy. Like, it wasn't like he up and left them or
right.
was an
No,
abuser.
he
died.
got his head
Like,
clean, whatever you want to call it. So, all right. Favorite character. You said it was different than what we thought. Or wait,
I
what
said
did you-
my least favorite character.
least favorite character. Did you already say that?
I said the sister
That's right.
It's weird picking a favorite character in this movie.
in this because
There isn't one.
there's not really
There's
any
no.
one to like. Her coworker, that guy.
Yeah, and he just up and left.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was like.
I feel like you'd be someone that, like, the Rotten Tomato person. that's reviewing and.
Oh my
doing
God,
these
best movie
scores.
ever, 100%.
I wouldn't say that. Why do you say that?
I don't know. I'm just getting a feeling. Get one of my.
This is amazing.
I haven't said anything astounding about the movie.
I know. But you're really into the behind
Thematics.
I think that's
Yeah.
cool. I think it's an interesting. I think it's the same reason why Freddy is my favorite classic villain. I think that's a unique concept that he kills you in your nightmares. He's not your typical slat. Like I like movies that put more like.
I'm struggling with the part where it's like, does that make something better for me?
3, 4,
Right?
What meaning?
I'm struggling internally.
I see.
Right? So it's like if
With a Babadook.
yeah,
Is it your own Babadook?
if I had to rate something,
Yeah.
is it automatically just better because of the concept?
Yeah,
The concept lives inside what it is.
correct. So, okay, you have the
So
best
it's
movie.
okay to score something like that just because it's.
No, hold on. Okay.
You see what I'm trying to get at?
Yeah,
now?
okay.
You guys with me now?
Well,
Like,
you, but also you can't dictate how someone.
You can give
scores
the
it.
I'm
movie-
not. I'm just trying to like
You
wrap
can-
my head around
right.
like why that's okay and
Con-
why it's maybe not okay.
Right. Conceptually, let's say you have a video game, Cyberpunk 2077.
Sure.
When it came out, conceptually, the idea of it was amazing. Was it a little buggy and shitty at first?
Yeah.
Yes. Now, they fixed that and it's amazing now. But conceptually, the idea was way better than the actual whole of the game, right?
Yeah.
So do you give it a better score because the idea of it is great? Or do you go, I'm giving it a less of a score
That's where my
because the
struggle
idea
is.
is
That's what I'm trying to
great,
figure out.
but the execution's not there?
it doesn't feel right if the execution's not there. I
Right,
think
right.
for me personally, it doesn't feel right.
I agree with you 100%. If
Now-
you can have the best idea in the world, but if you don't execute it in a way that goes, okay, awesome.
Well, see, and I think that's where
Get
the
the
difference
fuck
of
outta
opinion
here.
comes in because I actually do think they executed it well. If you look
Like,
at it from
just like like the way they portrayed the idea of the
Yeah.
mental illness.
I think you have to understand the concept to appreciate how it was portrayed. I think
Okay.
they have to go hand in hand.
Okay, but it
I
is a
think if
horror
this
movie.
was
What about
strictly, I think if this had no background, it had nothing to do with mental health, no background concept. I think if you look at it just as a horror movie, it lacks. But I think if you have to have the concept with the execution for this one.
do you think it would have fallen flat? Do you think it would have fucking sucked?
if it,
Or do
like,
you just think it would have been okay?
I think it would have just been meh.
Okay.
I wouldn't say throw
What
it
a
in the
weird
garbage.
thing to think about, you know?
it's good to
It's a
think
weird
about.
thing. It's a weird thing to think
It's
about.
weird. Okay, so did you have a favorite character, or at least you could go?
I don't really have a
or
favorite.
I don't
something?
think
Fair
there's not really big, like you said. There's not really like
No, I don't really
Maybe
think
the
I have
neighbor?
a favorite
she
character.
was nice. She cared about them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say.
Well, you just like someone because they're nice. Maybe the acting. There's some good acting in this. There's some bad
There's-
acting, but there's some
I
good
thought
acting.
she was like the main
She did a
character.
good
If we
job
talk
of
about
being
that,
terrifying.
she was great.
Or terrified, sorry.
Yeah,
terrified.
she was great at that.
Yeah,
And the kid, if his job was to piss us off,
great job.
guess what?
Nailed that
Nailed
shit.
it.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
and then went home and was
Worst-
just the same.
The one I hate the most,
Oh,
easily.
yeah.
Easily.
He's yeah, he's
So
I'm a
let me-
dad, and I have patience for kids, kind of. But that backseat thing would have been, oh man.
get knocked out.
Oh yeah. You'd be sleeping in the
I
trunk,
mean-
buddy.
Well, she did knock him out. She got the fucking the drugs to do it, right? And you can't get mad at her for that. You make sure you
See,
gotta
I
eat.
think that's fucked up. I think the latter version is not going to get the other version might be
so
better
drugging
than
them
drugging a
without
kid.
them knowing about it is more fucked up than being
Yeah.
like, shut the fuck up,
I
because
think
they
it-
don't learn.
Exactly.
Because they don't learn.
But
Be a great dad,
I
Steve.
do think it was more for like, because she was like, neither of us are sleeping. How are we gonna feel any better if we're not getting any sleep?
Oh,
At
she's
least-
100% correct.
At least
though.
until
Like,
they
yeah.
get to the psychologist that he set her up with.
Look, don't hit kids, don't drug kids.
To
But hit them when they get out of line a little bit.
yeah, I feel like we're in this
With,
is
with a
slippery
sack
slope.
with a sack of oranges. They
Some
don't
kids
leave a
might
bruise.
need it.
No,
Some kids might need a
no.
little bit of both.
No, we're not saying to hit. This is
Yeah,
all joking
capital
here. This is all
punishment. Do what
joking.
you do with your kid, but
There is a line.
yeah, don't drug your kids.
Don't drug your kids. Brought to you by the Decision Rule.
But
don't drug your kids.
But arguably, like that kid, some of that kid's personality could be because the mom hadn't addressed her own stuff. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like
That's the whole idea. of
they
it.
probably
he's
affected
not,
each other.
He's not special. He just has behavioral problems because of this.
That's what I'm saying. I think
Right.
they like affect each
What if he got
other.
his ass beat?
Yeah, touche. So speaking of that, I was gonna say like I don't really have a favorite character unless I'm thinking of the Babadook taking over her, making her say, hey, go eat shit.
I forgot about that. You just said
Oh my God, she flat out. But I'm hungry. Then go eat shit.
Yeah.
Like,
And I was like, all right, guy, you're okay in my book. Tell that fucking kid. So, okay, speaking of that, then favorite parts or scenes, I'm going to take it right away. The part where the Babadook says, go eat shit.
that was mine too. That was mine was different until you just brought it up. Until you just brought it up. I really, really fucking hated. So I liked the horror scene because it felt stop with the dude on the ceiling because it felt like stop animation, and that's always been very
I did
creepy.
like that, yeah, because he was like
to me.
insecty and
Yeah,
moving.
I love the weird
Yeah, yeah.
fucking clicky shit. I'm a
Yeah.
sucker for that. That's like thousands, early 2000s
like antsy,
horror,
like
like you
makes
saw
you
it,
feel
like
like
The Ring and shit like that, right? You know,
Ringu.
but like,
Yeah.
that one is probably my favorite too. The shit one is probably my favorite.
Just the way
It's
she
probably my
just
favorite.
rolls over, just like, why don't you go eat some shit? Like, all right. It's good. It's good.
he's good.
It's good. Tara, what do you get?
I think honestly, I kind of want to go with. I forgot about that part, even though I watched it today, where she looks and and the thing is standing behind the neighbor through the window.
And then it's not.
And it's not. It's creepy. I actually really like the ending when she goes down to feed
Okay.
the monster,
Okay.
and it comes at her, and she like backs up, but then immediately like pushes it back.
I didn't like how it looked like she matrixed herself out of
Like-
that, though. Like, she broke her own
Clean.
back and then came back like, no, you fuck off.
But what I like about it is that it's the culmination of the
yeah.
okay, no, we're not gonna fall back into that. You stay on your side, I'll stay on mine.
Yeah. I think this goes back into what Wally's saying, though, the execution and the idea. I think the idea of the movie is better than the execution.
Well, but that's what I'm kind of saying is I think you need the idea for the execution because you wouldn't keep a normal
that
monster
makes
locked
sense.
up in the basement.
I mean, depending on who you
It's
are.
technically the metaphor of her keeping her
Yeah.
grief and depression locked
Keeping
up
her
at
demons
bay.
in the closet, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Or basement in this case.
Sure.
But like
oh,
so I think you can't look at the execution without it.
I'm
for
a little
this movie
jaded. I'm a
specifically.
little jaded. I think people probably just jumped on the idea of this being a mental health movie
Oh,
and
it's
then
a-
probably
it-
gave it some bumps
No, it
to
a
the
hu-
rating.
No,
It-
they,
it
they
100%
said it
is.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Like
director
the people who made the movies said
claims
it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Even her short film was before she expanded on it.
Right. She actually made the movie based on, I can't remember if it was her sister or someone she knew going through the same thing where her kid is having behavioral issues because doesn't have a dad and has been saying there's a monster after me and all this shit. So that's
Dude,
why
I
she
feel
made,
like- I feel like I could do if I had money. I feel like I could do a really good horror movie.
I mean, yeah.
Just completely.
History shows us that you can do that without money.
Right. Like I can make Halloween today.
$2
Have
million.
you seen Blair Witch Project?
Yes.
You see
I
this
mean-
phone? It's got a better camera
Yeah.
on it than they had in the 70s making
Yeah,
those
come on.
movies.
We
Let's make a good movie.
Paranormal Activity put literally like GoPros
Right.
in the house.
All right. So I'm
I
gonna
mean-
get long. I'm gonna get hands. My fingers gonna be extra long.
Mhm.
We're gonna go into the woods.
Okay.
It's gonna be dimly lit.
And you go point.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be. We're both gonna be running, and I'm gonna be running like 20 yards out, and you can see me, and you're just screaming, and then somehow we make a movie around that.
Oh, I don't get a part.
Hour and 20. Yeah, you'll be there. You'll be the old lady.
I
Going,
was speaking to both of you.
oh my God. I don't know. Not because you're old.
The old lady.
There always has to be an old lady in the woods.
Does there?
Have you seen any horror movie in the woods?
Is this Hansel and Gretel?
Could be.
No.
Do you want to be the witch?
Nope.
What do you want to be?
I don't know. It's
Maybe
Wally's movie.
I'll be the hunter.
Okay.
You be my leader person, right? So you can be the person that's like, you could be my mom or something, or my sister, whichever one you want.
I'm
but
back to
we're
being an
both
old
creepy.
lady. I have to
No,
be
we're
your
both
mom.
we're
Do you know how
both
old you are?
creepy.
We're
both
35 years
creepy.
old. We're fucking old.
Anyways, but my hands are really big.
Right. I seen this one. It's called Edward Penis Hands.
Yes.
So if I'm your sister, do my
And
hands also have to be really big?
I gotta bring
Genetically
you.
speaking?
I got maybe yeah.
You may-
and then I
yeah,
gotta
we all
bring
have
you
big hands.
people. That's what I gotta do. That's my job.
What do I do with the people?
Whatever you want.
Absorb them into your hands.
I don't have the big hands.
You big.
Maybe you have really comically small hands.
Like the Deadpool,
yeah.
the baby hands.
Like you can't do anything, but I have to do most of it. Like anything that's like it takes physical effort because
Oh
you
my
can't
God.
do anything with your small hands.
That's funny. What would we call it?
He's so
Little Big
fucking
Hands.
stupid.
What do I need the people for?
He's so stupid. I don't know.
And
To
what
live.
would I do with them
Maybe
if I have
you
small
got
hands?
made fun of like when you were a kid and you felt like
So we only go after bullies.
yeah, there we go.
Okay.
She's picking out that thing we were talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah.
It
And
makes
then
sense.
the movie is called
It's called
Little Big Hands.
Okay, but here,
Little Extremity.
wait, you just triggered. You just triggered because listen,
Donald
with you
Trump,
saying,
right?
"Oh, she's doing that thing, finding the." Think about all of the classic villains. They all have something that made them what they are. They're not just
I
villains
don't
to be
think you
villains.
have to in horror though. I don't
But
think
think of
it's
them.
necessary in horror.
Jason goes after like people who are partying, people who are hooking up, blah blah blah, because he almost drowned because
All right, what
he
about,
was left behind because people. Freddy is afraid of like
What-
fire.
What
and he
about
goes-
Michael?
What about Michael?
What
he
about
has.
Michael?
He has. Are you kidding?
In
he has
which-
mother
in-
issues.
In which alliteration are we talking? Because they change it up a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So he has.
Michael
mama
has mommy
issues?
issues. Are you kidding?
If you continue into the movies that were made after the third one, he has sister issues because
He also has. Yeah. He also
There we
has
go.
issues. He has family issues.
there you go.
Yeah, but it insinuates it starts at like 6 or 7 years old when he goes and kills that girl in that
Then
fucking room.
it must have been parent issues.
Mhm.
Yeah, but also
Doesn't
that
he have
movie.
a fucked up stepdad too?
That movie could have
don't remember.
completely lived without the introduction. And when we talk about it, we can talk about it.
If we talk about
If we
it.
talk about it.
Because even if you look at real life serial killers and stuff, they had
You ever,
things that you could trace
that
back to their
Batman quote where
childhood
it's like
or their mental health
some people
issues.
just like to watch the world burn. There are just real evil people.
Yeah,
Jared.
right.
They don't have to have a backstory.
I'm not saying they have to. I'm saying if
Remember
you look at
in,
a lot of
uh,
the serial killers,
I don't think you even need it to be cinematic.
even the Batman villains,
She threw her head around for that.
even the Batman
Even-
villains
yeah.
have
No,
issues.
no. The Joker canon, not at all. The most popular Batman of all
So,
time.
yeah.
This is debatable. He's just maybe evil.
And
Fell in the
it's
bad
like
sauce, maybe.
It's so the whole idea of the Joker is he's nobody
Don't you do
and
this
is
to me,
crazy
Tara.
to be
I don't
to
feel
be bad.
adamantly about a lot of things, but we can.
That's mine.
Oh,
The Joker, 100% has mental health issues.
You can do that if you
yeah,
want.
but not for any reason specifically.
right.
Oh
Who
my
has mental
God.
health issues? Not everyone has mental health issues for a reason.
Cool. So, anyways, any what the fuck moments in
No, he's just evil.
in this movie, the Babadook?
Yeah,
for you guys, any what the fuck?
like all of them. There's lots of what the fuck.
Why do they feed him worms? Why maybe he wants like a cheeseburger
I forgot about that part. What the fuck?
I don't actually know why they feed him worms.
and dirt. Like maybe he wants like a chicken wing,
Like why worms?
maybe some pizza,
There has to be a reason for that. The worms. Why worms?
murder.
I don't know.
Because it's from the earth. I don't know. Who knows? It's the worst thing you could.
Are there
Good
extra
to know.
worms in her garden because she buried the dog there?
Ooh,
Probably.
is that?
They showed
A
the
thing?
dog there. Well, dead bot. It's not like it's in a box. It's just under there.
Are
so
you
it's,
saying there's more worms when there's dead things?
it's decomposing.
I have a lot of
So-
stuff, a lot of worms in my.
I thought you were going to say a
yard.
lot of dead things.
I'm not saying.
I see like 3
I'm
or
not
4
saying
worms
there
a day
has
crawling
to be
around my
something
driveway.
dead for there to be worms. I'm asking if you think there were more. There were maggots and stuff in that pile too that she gave him.
Maggots. There were maggots. I sure.
I'm just saying they showed when she was like doing the garden. They did show the dog underground first and then pan up to her, tending to that garden.
You're not wrong.
I know. I watched it.
Maybe.
That poor dog.
Yeah. Didn't deserve it. And knew right away too. Was like
It knew.
Fuck
It was
you.
like, you're not fucking right.
right.
It knew quicker than the kid did.
Speaking of right though.
The fun facts of the fucking week.
Put it in later now. 'Cause it never works. Director Jennifer Kent holds the rights to the film. When asked if there would be a sequel, she said, "I will never allow any sequel to be made because it's not that kind of film. I don't care how much money I'm offered. It's just not going to happen."
I agree.
I beat my mental health. And then I had to deal with it again. Second
Right, yeah.
sequel.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Also, like, you could sit there and say, yeah, it doesn't matter how much money they offer me. I'm not making another one. Until they fucking, here's $55 million.
Yeah, I know, right?
But
Do what you want.
Because like what you said though, that it was based
Shit,
off
you're
of
not
a
fucking
story
do that.
from someone that she was close with or someone she knew. I mean, I guess I could see having an attachment to it and you not wanting it to be
Yeah, but also
a
you,
franchise or something.
unless there's specific requirements of a sequel,
Mhm.
you don't have to do it with the same people or the same thing.
No, yeah.
You just make another movie with, oh, look, this
who has
book.
a
It might not even have to be
another-
that. It could just be whatever you want it to be. They find the book.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on how
I got it.
close she is with it.
Okay, we do your big hands in the fucking the forest, right? But we go to that little cabin behind your old house.
Where I found the skin flick mag.
But this time we're not
porno
finding
mags?
we're not finding the porno mags. We're gonna find a different type of book, and it's gonna be The Legend of the Big Hands. And you come to find out
My name's
where you
my
came
name's
from.
Tiny. It's just Tiny.
I like it, but Tini,
Tinny.
but it's tiny.
All right.
Nothing needs to make sense in this universe. So you find the book, right? That is a small book about big hands, but you can't
I
open it.
couldn't read it.
Right, you can't open it because your hands are so big. And you need to find somebody to open it. So what do? You have to get Tara with her small hands, but you got to reunite each other, and you haven't seen each other in years
Where's the
because you've been
horror in this?
estranged. You got to,
Once we open the book.
I was going to say you got to murder people along the way to get where you're going.
That sounds like an action movie.
Could be. Or, yeah, once you open the book, then it's the Necronomicon. Ex Mortis, but just mini, pocket size for travel.
Big hands. I
Something.
don't know. Sure, whatever.
Okay.
Doesn't make sense. I think it could be an action movie.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of horror movies have a lot of action in them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm not sure we've landed on like the winning
The winning.
concept, the winning idea with
What
the
do you
big hands. I'm not sure that's
It's just big hands.
It's just
That's
big
the
hand.
win.
We're going to figure it out as we do it.
okay.
Okay. Well, there's not going to be no script.
Big
We just
extremities
go
are
to the woods
creepy.
with a camera
Correct.
and we just fucking
We make magic.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Big foot.
Big hands.
I'm big hands.
Boom.
It makes sense. I'm so sad because I can't buy gloves. Ring sizes.
They don't
work.
make size gloves for my hands.
Yeah, they don't have fabric for it.
I got to grab a T-shirt and wrap it around.
Yeah.
My hands are always cold.
Society doesn't accept me. Let's
not
let's paint the
My
picture.
hands are always
right,
cold.
Tara?
I can't
It's not
like
good.
Yeah,
open
they're always cold.
anything.
Always cool.
I can't masturbate.
They're too big. All right, God damn it. Okay.
What a terrible problem.
The movie had a camp. Hold on. Kind of relates to this movie because she can't either because the kid keeps interrupting her.
Yeah, so
I don't know if you remember
should
that.
be
no
a,
wonder she has depression.
Right.
I do remember that. Yeah, actually, that would have
What?
been my
How
awkward
is
scene.
she?
Now that we
She's not
talked about
getting
it,
any dopamine release
We-
at all.
Mm-mm.
I was about to say if that's an anti-kid commercial. That'd
Oh
be
yeah.
fucking-
This whole movie should be show this in health class. Don't give the
Yep.
the chick giving birth with a hairy bush anymore. Show this movie.
You get the principal from a school, and you get old lady, you cover him in mayonnaise.
In my own name.
Yeah, or like the gym teacher in Mean Girls. You will have sex and you will die.
Die.
You
No.
will get chlamydia and you will die.
Watch this movie. Anyways, this movie had a campaign where you could buy a copy of the hand-created The Babadook pop-up book for $80. The first 2,000 copies are numbered and signed by the director, Jennifer Kent. The book contains pop-up pictures as well as an additional pages not seen in the movie. The campaign was only open for a limited amount of time in which roughly 9,500 books were sold. That's a lot.
Why would you want that in your house?
'cause you're
It's
a fan of
creepy
the book?
already. Creepy just looking at it in the movie.
I mean, a lot of people
Why'd they
like
have to have
creepy shit
pop-ups?
because it made it that much creepier.
Ugh, gross. Especially when she looked at it later and her and the kid were in it.
I liked where it shows her killing herself, and then a little bit of like red comes out. I was like, "Oh, is that actually blue?" No, that's like, what is that? It just, yeah. I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool."
Full like ripped up paper blood.
Right,
Red
but
paper.
wouldn't she have to have done that? Because it's not just going to open and then sit there for a second and then go down. Like, again, if this is all in her head,
magic book.
is she making this book? Think
I mean,
about it.
The book just showed up one day. Maybe her grief and depression got that bad.
Well, here's another book movie. It's called The Number 23. I'm going to spoil it for anybody who's
Oh,
ever
fucking
seen this.
Jimmy-
Have you
Jimmy
seen The Number 23? Okay, so
Mental illness.
the whole idea is they randomly find this book, and everything about it relates to Jim Carrey's life. The number 23, about his birthday and all this other shit, whatever that goes on. Well, the twist is he had like a brain injury and wrote this book in a fucking hotel on the walls and then wrote it down and then put it in that library under the name Top Secrets, which Top Secret is so fucking stupid. But also, it's the whole point of it.
I remember going, what the fuck?
Right. I was in that movie until, you know what? Fuck it. I like that movie. It's stupid, and
I liked it because Jim Carrey did a good job.
He did. He definitely did.
Well, we've talked about that before of people like coming out of their normal
Sure.
elements and seeing them in a different field.
Right. But what I was saying is maybe with this movie, she made the book, and she's the one that's doing whatever to make this happen. You know what I mean?
Like unknowingly?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Could be.
Several female critics were offended by the portrayal of Amelia, stating that no mother would ever mistreat her son like that.
Lies.
However, director Jennifer Kent said that she was approached by several women afterwards who admitted that being a mother is hard, and it would sometimes give them negative thoughts of mistreating their children, even if they would never act on such ideas. Most women thank Kent for finally addressing that taboo.
The women attacking her for putting that in there are self-righteous.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Like,
I would
that's-
never fucking do that.
You can't, because also you can't, just because you've never been through something like that either doesn't mean no one has.
Correct.
Or
Kids
no
get
one.
their ass whooped by shit. It's exactly the same. Doesn't matter dad or mom.
Yeah,
It
even
doesn't
when
matter
like
who you are.
even in the baby stage, how many people have gone through postpartum and stuff? Like just all the hormones and your body changing and you're readjusting to this new like schedule and routine and life and like you can't keep up.
Right.
I mean, that's how this happens.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that, again,
She
the
had to go
movie-
through that also without
I-
help.
Right.
So she probably
personally
had
believe-
postpartum instantly,
Right.
and had no one in her life to like
That
help her.
one of the most important things you can do raising a kid, and no one ever brings it up, is you should react accordingly. Obviously metered, but if the kid is doing something and whatever that reaction would be anywhere out in the real world, you should at least make sure that concept is driven in.
Oh, for sure.
How you choose to do it is obviously you're dealing with a child,
Right.
Yeah.
so be wary of what you're going to do. But
Yeah.
you have to that has to be something they understand after the end of the day. If
What-
they do something that really upsets someone, you should probably be upset.
Right. And
'Cause
then
if
tell them,
not-
hey, look, chill out.
Yeah, if not, you're going to get these kids to get really upset, and the reaction is pampering and stuff like that. That they're going to do that to someone that's going to kick their ass when they turn 6 or 7 years old, kind of thing.
Right.
But I
Oh,
also,
yeah.
and like we've talked about this in the past before, that middle ground of like not gentle parenting, but not listening,
perfect.
not listening to your kid or whatever.
Swift
Like
headbutt.
we're all living in this world together. Like that kid doesn't know their emotions. That kid doesn't know anything about the world.
Correct,
So
yeah.
like
You have to sympathize with them.
You need to not only sympathize, but get on their level and explain. Like they need to know that you can't just do this.
Correct.
But they also need to know why. Yes, like we've said before, there are some things where you need to just be like, no, do not do this.
Right.
But then there are some things where they're like, okay, but I don't.
You got to make them
Why?
understand why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard for a little baby brain to figure that out. But when you're 7 years old, maybe he's not as developed as any other kid, but you made this.
Mm-hmm.
Figure it out.
Well, and the same thing with the postpartum or like parents who get stressed out. I mean, we as adults struggle with our own emotions sometimes. So like, of course, there's going to be that weird like time frame of finding balance because we sometimes trigger react because you can't always turn that off. Like it just happens if your emotions are high that day. Like
How are you going to get in? Yeah, you're right. So here's the last fun fact that's kind of funny. The
so
film.
it's a funny fact.
Funny fact. Fun fact. This film became a meme and symbol for the LGBTQ community after Netflix accidentally placed it under the
you're not helping me out.
LGBT movies.
Accidentally, so like
This
what?
is not helping me out with
What?
this movie
No,
any
would
more
you
than what it was.
stop?
I'm just.
But it's
the rating threw me off. The fucking 98 threw me off. I can respect this movie getting a C or a B, right? Cool.
Which the audience did.
Yeah, sure. But
hold on.
But the fact that it's critics makes it worse for me.
Okay,
It's like
before you launch into this giant tirade,
I'm not going to
No, but-
complain. It just doesn't make sense.
final decision, go now. Tirade it together.
What this
Wait,
this
was
movie?
there
That
any
was
more
it.
to that? Oh, I thought there was
This
a
movie, this movie score for me would have been like a 5.5, but after talking to Tara, I'm gonna say it's more like a 6.1,
Okay.
maybe a 6.2,
Okay.
because I didn't appreciate it for what it was at first. Now I just thought it was a fucking horror movie, and I wasn't all that into it. There's some cool scenes, some good acting, concept wise, kind of weird. Some parts fell flat. That's where I was.
When did you watch this? When was the last time you watched it?
I watched this probably when it first premiered. I think on Netflix.
Will you watch it again for me after having this conversation? Since you didn't watch it,
I'll try. I don't have any guarantees. I'm fucking wild, man. But I'll
I
try.
don't know what
I'm
the
just
fuck
asking.
I'm doing after this.
I'll try.
I'm only because I do think when you watch it with the different mindset, you're also watching it differently.
Well, how about this? Let me do my review first, and then you can do your review, your score, because me and this guy have the same brain. So you ready?
Yeah.
Well, I do understand the parallels to struggling with grief and anxiety and the pressures of being a mother. I still don't get the praise for this movie. It has some scenes that invoke a horror vibe. There's just nothing horror or scary about it. Also, that kid can get fucked. 5 out of 10. Your turn.
Look, in your defense, Tara, I was gonna rate it lower until you told me exactly what was going on.
Yeah, he
So-
went.
that,
He
though.
went
I appreciate
4-5.
that.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
you went 5.5 to 6.1.
He said
right?
5 or 5.5.
Yeah,
and then he jumped
5.
up to
Yeah,
6.1.
5 something. But
Although
it's
even
6,
though
6, 1.
it was in my defense, he knows I hate when he does 0.1s and 0.2s, but he did it anyway, so it's like fine.
It's
So-
never gonna
So
change.
6.1. I'm at a 5.
So if I'm rating this movie as a horror movie,
Sure.
I'm with you. I get it. I would give it probably a 5 or 6 also. I think even with taking into consideration the overall concept of the movie, of the monster being of her own grief and depression, and having to, like, it demonstrating you can't just ignore it, and you
Right.
can't just say we don't talk about it, which is what she did through the whole movie. Stop talking about the Babadook. I don't want you to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it anymore. That in itself is, you can't just do that. You can't just, I'm not talking about it. You can't just pretend like it's not there. You can't just ignore it, because what the movie shows is that it will just keep building up and building up and building up. And then to go fast forward to the end where it shows you have to take care of it.
Right. I mean,
Or
You
to
have
kill-
to
or to
face
kill
it.
your
You
dog.
have to
Your
take
dog
care
died.
of it.
I know.
the dog dies. I don't
Dog
like it.
dies. It's
I
if
take it
anything,
back. 3 out of
that's-
10.
If anything,
I was like, I had our same brain. I was like, maybe I should have brought that down a little bit.
the dog. If anything, a good demonstration of why you should pay attention to your mental health, so your dog doesn't
Die.
die.
And your dog is always right, because what did that
Your
dog
dog
do?
is always right.
Fucking
I
growled at
trust
you.
dogs.
Right. Hey,
I trust
something's
dogs when
wrong
they
with you.
react to people.
Grr.
I really do.
Exactly.
I really do. They pick up on shit that we do not.
I like it. So what?
I would probably give it if I'm looking at it from the way that I've been looking at the movie,
That's fine.
I would probably give it a 6.5.
6.5.
6.5.
That's not okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's right in line with IMDb, and I think IMDb never lies to us. Did once, but I don't remember what it was.
I think that there are things that, like, they could have done that could have pushed it to a 7 for me.
If they named it Babadookie,
No.
if they put a Y at the end of that bitch,
That was it. And
I
you had
would've-
to
I
hear
would've
that for the whole
slapped it
movie,
with a
and you had to hear
7.
Babadookie the whole movie.
Doogie.
I will say that it is creepy.
6 points. 6 better points.
When she-
8 points.
I meant to bring this up earlier. When they go under the
What?
covers,
I gotta take a Babadookie.
when she pulls the covers over her head like
Yeah.
a kid, like when she hears it,
Oh,
and she's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"There's nothing I can do, so let me just pull the covers
Yeah.
over my head," which again is
It's a great scene.
a
Straight out of The Grudge.
demonstration of
I was-
ignoring
hold
it.
on.
She's
I was
like,
expecting
nope, if I
what-
don't look at it, it's not real.
What would have been creepier is when she did that, because you could kind of see through
A little
the
bit,
sheet.
yeah.
I thought if his face pressed kind of against it slowly,
And you could see the sheet move, like
that would have been creepy.
it was creepy
And then
that
she
you
took
could
it off
tell
and it wasn't there.
the voice was getting closer too because it was getting louder.
Under the bed covers. It's the best way to build a horror movie is in spaces that you feel the safest, and for some reason
Yeah,
that's under the bed.
Under
yeah.
the bed sheets. I don't, because what's it gonna do? Like nothing. But from the time we've been,
Grab your dick.
from the time you were a child,
Babadookie!
from the time you were a child, that's what you do. I don't get it.
Oh my
but-
God, new move in the bed. It's called the Babadookie.
It's called the Babadookie.
You get under the covers and you just pull on that dick. It's called Babadookie.
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Next week, it's going to be our actual Halloween episode. And for it, we are going to do a Halloween movie. Now,
I'm
We're
already ahead of the game if we're doing that one, but if not, I'll watch another one.
I'm
We
gonna
should
flip a
change it now
coin.
just 'cause-
No, we're gonna flip a coin later. We're gonna wait till after this, but we're gonna flip a coin and we're gonna see. Heads, we're gonna do the original Halloween. Tails, we're gonna do Halloween
our
H2O.
Halloween,
Yeah.
our generation Halloween.
Wally's gonna flip the coin.
You just want to rock, paper, scissors right now?
His hands are too big.
It's like
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper,
one
hedge
go.
trimmers.
Okay, so you get Halloween, I get Halloween H2O, one round. Rock,
All
paper,
right,
scissors.
straight
Hold
out
on.
the
You
gate.
got to be in the
Oh, you're gonna do it right
screen.
now.
Ready?
Ready?
Okay.
On shoot.
Yeah.
I'll
rock,
do
scissors,
it. I'll
shoot.
do
Ready?
it. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
We're doing H2O.
Ooh, I lost it.
I went with the knife. Get it?
See, you want to hear something before we cut
Do you
off?
want
Sure.
to do 2 out of 3?
Nope, one out of one.
60% of the time, people throw scissors.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I was like, Steve's not gonna fucking. He's
Steve's
not
not
gonna
in
hit him
the
with scissors.
60%.
He looped all the way around and hit me with scissors, anyways.
And so my brain did the exact same thing, and I went 80% of the time people throw rock because they're like,
Those numbers don't add up, Steve.
60% of the time it works. Every time.
exactly. So
One of us is full of shit.
you think I know numbers and things? Of course not. So next week, I guess we're doing Halloween H2O, our Halloween. It's going to be a fun time.
Perfect.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in and watching. If you're on the YouTube channel, please subscribe, like, comment,
Check
do
out the merch.
something. Check out the merch that we got. We have merch. We have new merch actually on the site. You can check that out at www.thedecisionreel.com. You can get 10% off with the code REEL10, REEL10, and do what you need to do. Also like us on our social medias, which is where, Wally?
Everywhere.
At The Decision Reel. And have a good one. Thanks for being here. Next week, Halloween H2O.
Bye.